Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fantastic little Minecraft how-to video. Today's video is going to be a bit of a re-upload. I'm going to be reteaching you guys how to build roofs in Minecraft. Now, building a good roof is essential when you want to build a nice house, okay? A roof is the top part of your house, and if it doesn't look good, then your house is going to look a little bit off, okay? So today I'm going to show you guys how to stray away from some of the more basic roof designs and add how to add a little bit of flavor to your roofs in Minecraft. Yeah. So I'm gonna start off by showing you guys what a few basic roofs would look like. So if you're new to Minecraft, uh, and your house looks, basic like a square or like this maybe little L shape, or a rectangle. Your roofs are mostly going to consist of these stair blocks, okay? Especially oak. Oak is usually one of the first blocks that people gravitate towards when making Minecraft houses, and so your roofs are going to look more or less like this, okay? Most Minecraft roofs, when you start out, are going to end up looking like this. I'm sure we've all seen roofs like this before, it's basically just stairs, and maybe slab on top just to top it off. And there's not bad roofs. There's nothing wrong with them. They're functional, except for the fact that they are bad roofs. They look terrible. There's plenty wrong with them. They don't look good. And I'm not gonna shame anyone or anything for building these roofs. If you're new to Minecraft, we've all done it. We've all built roofs like this. But there's so many better ways to build your roof. There's so many little details that you could add to make your roof look so much nicer. Okay. So I'm going to show you a few techniques and a few roofs that you can build for your houses. That's going to make your build look so much nicer. Okay. So the first thing I'd like to talk to you guys about is the materials you are going to use to build your roof with. So these are a few materials that I have picked out. These are some of the more common materials that you will find people using to build their roofs in Minecraft. Especially the stones right here. So I have picked out cobblestone, stone bricks, all the different types of wood planks, all the different types of wood, as well as the two types of sandstone and bricks as well. So you can use really any of these materials. It really depends on what you've built your house out of. You want to pick a block for your roof that matches accordingly. So if you built your house out of birch, then you'll probably want to build your roof out of a darker material like the spruce or the dark oak wood or any of these stones right here. If you built it out of sandstone, you might want more sandstone or a different type of sandstone. It really depends on what your house is, what it's made out of, what your environment is. A lot of factors go into what roof you should use for your house. One thing I will say is that the stones almost always look good, and if you have the materials, then try using more than one material, more than one type of block when building your roof, because that's going to add a lot of flair to your roof looking at it, and it's going to make it look so much better, okay? It's going to be a build that you can be really proud of. Second thing I want to talk about is the shape of your roof. Now, there are plenty of ways that you can shape your roof. You could do this basic stair structure that we have over here, that we saw way back over there in the first example that I did. But you can also use so many other blocks to make so many different shapes. So slabs are also very good to use, and so here I have the roof going up in one slab increments as you move in one block. Here we have a bit of a more complicated design, but it's stair, then an inverted stair below that, block on top of that, and then a stair on top of that as well, then an inverted stair, block, stair, and all the way down. So this is a much steeper profile for your roof. Then over here, we just have a very flat profile, one block raised on the edge of the roof, and then it's just a flat roof across the top and another block raised. So depending on what your house looks like, you might want to use different roofs. So if your house is very small, you might want to consider using the flat roof. But you definitely aren't going to want to use this much taller roof if you have a very short house. Likewise, a very tall house isn't going to look as great with a flat roof unless it's like a skyscraper or something. I don't know. But it might look better with a steeper roof or something like that. So again, choosing what size, what kind of roof you want is going to depend on what kind of house you have, but it's important to have these different shapes. Uh, just a regular stair roof can be very good in certain situations, but it can also be very bland in certain situations. So it really comes down to choosing what roof is good for you. The last thing I'm going to talk about with you guys is detailing. Now, this roof is exactly the same as the roof that we had over there, as you can see right above my cursor. It's very simple and also very bland, but using a few little details, I'm going to show you guys exactly how much you can spruce up a very basic roof like this, and only using these 4 blocks too. So, first thing we're going to do is exchange certain blocks of this roof with the spruce wood. This is going to make the roof look a little torn, a little worn, and it's going to add some color into the roof. It's going to add some various shades, add some pizzazz. It's going to look more interesting than just a regular roof with just oak blocks. So here we are. We've taken out a few of the regular oak stairs and some of these oak slabs, and we replaced them with spruce stairs and slabs. And already this roof is looking so much better than it did before. It has a lot more interesting detail than it did prior. So second thing I'm going to show you is lining your roof in a different block as opposed to the first one. So over here we used all oak and some spruce, so we're gonna line it in a completely different block, like cobblestone. Uh, it's a gray block, so it looks good with just about everything. So we're just gonna line the outer edge of this roof with a cobblestone pattern, like this. And just like that, the roof is looking so much better. And the last thing, since you're not going to be looking at your roof from above, you're mostly going to be looking from below. You're going to see this overhang, and you're going to notice how blocky and unsmooth this looks down on the underneath. So you're going to want to put some inverted stairs underneath your roof, and it's going to look a little better. So there, now we have this inverted transition, and it looks so much smoother. We could also put a little inverted stair there to give our roof a little horn looking thing, and that looks really good as well. Obviously, you can leave it as the slab if you wanted, but I really recommend putting these inverted stairs on your roof, so it looks so much smoother and looks so much better when looking at it from below. So changing this back, now we have a roof that looks so much better than it did when we first started. Uh, just like that, just by adding a few details like that, you can change a very bland, boring roof into one that looks so much better. So another thing that you can do when making your roof is having different slopes of the roof for different areas of your house. So, for an example, right here, I have a bit of a strange house that I built earlier, built a while ago actually. And as you can see, there are different parts of the house that stick out on the first floor, but don't on the second floor. So what I did was I made the slope of the roof very shallow, very low for these outer parts of the house. It only goes up one slab at a time, and sometimes not even that. As you can see, it's very simple roof. And then, as opposed to here, the slope of the roof is very steep indeed. Okay, so the house looks very tall from this perspective. However, if we made all of the roof like that, it wouldn't have quite the same effect, quite the same level of detailing as it does right here. So overall, I think this is a prime example of what I mean when I say having different slopes of roof for your different house. Um, And back here, lined in the detailing among the house, is what what the house would look like if it was all this slope. So this is a very large, wide house, and if it had this shallow slope, would have this very weird domed roof, and it wouldn't look quite as good. So that's why I added the second floor, and we have a much steeper roof just to add some interest into the house. And this is a prime example of what I mean when I say you gotta have some varying slopes in your roof to add some interest. All right, now in this section of the video, what we are going to do is I have already built a couple houses without the roofs on them, and then I'm going to build the roofs with you guys just so you can see what the process is like, what the thought process is, and what the building process is like as well. So, starting off in situation number 1, we have a nice, very basic oak house. You spawn next to plenty of oak trees. You manage to make this nice house. 2 stories on one side, 1 story just on the other side, sticking out. Very nice little house here. So resources I would use are stone. You've already used some stone around the base. So we've got cobblestone and stone brick. This is going to, match with the base around the house very well. It's going to really bring the house together. So we're going to have a separate roof for this section right here because it's lower down than this section. And we're going to just have a very basic stair roof because this is a very simple house. So we're going for a very traditional design. So first thing we're going to want to do is line where the roof is going to be on the on this bottom section first. So we're going to go ahead and do the outer edge of the roof in stone brick stairs, and then we'll do the inner edge of the roof in cobblestone stairs. All right, there we go. So we've got the basic layout of the roof of our house. So first we'd step back. We'd say, does this look good? And is this going to be a good shape of the roof of our house? If we decide yes, which I think I have, yeah, this is going to be a nice little design for our house. And so now we are feel free to proceed to step 2, which is to fill in the rest of the house with this cobblestone. So now we have our basic roof completed. This looks quite good already. Now we get to do some little jazzing up the place. Now we get to add some details, and this is what's going to make the roof look really, really nice. So one thing that you can do is if you have the design kind of like this where you've got the oak logs on the outside, one thing you can do is make the oak logs poke through the roof. This is going to add a very, very interesting design, So we could do something like that. And then over here, there we go. There. And then let's make another tall one right here. There we go. So we've got some very tall posts poking through our roof. Then you can go in and you can take your cobblestone, go in and, plop some on top like that. Maybe a slab or 2 here and there. There we go. And there we go. All right, so now we have a little more detail on our roofs. This doesn't look too bad at all. Now, last thing we can do is add some detail on this section where the roof actually meets the house. So I would consider this kind of part of the roof because we had to add this in after building the roof. So one thing you can do is you could add some fences of a different color. So spruce looks quite a bit like the bark of the house. So we could go ahead and add some spruce fences like that. There we go. We could also go like that, Nothing too fancy. This doesn't look isn't super professional, but it does add some detail to your house. So it's not too bad. It's like I don't know, kind of like a sort of wood finishing for your roof, kind of holding it all together. So yeah, we have a very very basic yet very good looking roof for this very simple yet very nice looking house. Okay. All right, situation two is you've built a little house in the desert. You got maybe it's near a little village. You're trying to make other houses like that. I don't know. Yeah, you want nice small houses to make a little desert village. Uh, like the one you see here. So I know this isn't a terribly detailed house. Um, I just made it that way for the point of the video. All right, you know what? I'll make it a detailed house. Right, so 3, 2, 1, boom. Now it's detailed. Okay. All right, so now we have our nice, simple, very detailed sandstone house and birch and smooth sandstone and spruce on the floors, all out in the desert. Okay. So for the roof of this house, personally, I would just use the same materials for this house that you've already been using to build it. This is in the desert. There's not too many materials out there, and so if you want a desert feeling house, it shouldn't be too excessively detailed with foreign exotic woods and stones and stuff like that. So you can just make your house the same make your roof out of the same materials that you made the rest of your house in. So we could just do a one slab tall roof like this. And here we go. So yeah, you have a roof made out of entirely just slabs. Then you have the rest of this roof just raised one slab above that. We've got our little, overlook made out of slabs. We can fancy that up a little bit. There we go. Now it doesn't look too bad. We got our nice little balcony. Doesn't look too bad. And our roof in here, it's kind of bland. So we can for step 2 we can plop some details ahead into that. So some of the other materials that we used in making this house were, we also used smooth sandstone and we also used birch just for the detailing. Fortunately, both of those have slab versions, so we can get some of those slabs and we can go in and just, plop, plop, place these wherever we may need. I'll place the smooth sandstone on the corners, just because that's what'll look good. And then there we go. We can spread the birch throughout. And there we go. We have our nice little sandstone desert house, right? Just in time for bed. Night night. Now, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I showed you guys this square 9x9 house, and in case you guys were thinking, but random, no one in their right mind would logically build their house in the shape of a square. Well, I'll tell you one person who will build their house in the shape of a square. Me. I built a house in the shape of a square, and it's 9x9 just like that other one over there. And I'm going to show you guys that you can easily build a good-looking roof for a house like this. You just got to know which steps you should take. Luckily, I've already reviewed all the steps you should take, so we know exactly what to do. So I am going to use these materials right here, just these 3, okay? And this is going to be an absolutely fire roof right here. What we're going to do, actually, this is a very untraditional roof design, I should say. But what we're going to do is we're going to have our roof looking like this. We're going to make these weird corners, okay? It's going to look a bit strange, but it's going to look strange at first, but we're going to make these corners flowing out of each of these posts, flowing upwards. So we're going to have a corner here like this. So actually that's going to be like that, and then that, and so on and so forth all the way around, And we're just going to keep going like this. I'll show you guys how it looks at the end. right, so now we've got this very basic kind of cross pattern for our house, but it looks very good, I think. Now we get to add some detailing. One thing that we can do for detailing is make it look like the roof is sitting on these oak logs. This is gonna stick out like that. There we go. And we can just do that for every corner as opposed to having those slabs underneath. We're gonna go ahead and make another one like that. That way the house looks just a little bit messy, a little bit disorganized. That's just how I like to have my builds. I don't like them to be too clean or neat. I like a little bit of disorganization in there just because it looks better in my opinion. So we've got the trap doors on the ends just to make it look like little better in my opinion. And overall, I'd say this isn't too bad of a roof. Obviously, the house is a little plain as of right now, but if we were to decorate a little bit, we get some windows in here, pop out some windows, and it would. I don't think this would look too bad. I would not mind living in a house like this, little log cabin, if you will. But we can get some windows right there. Bop, bop, bop. And same on the other side. Very simple little starter house, but this doesn't look too bad at all, I don't think. Nice little cabin looking house in the woods. There we go. Looking nice. All right, our last example for today is going to be a bit of a different one. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay. Today we are using, it's going to be a square still, but it's going to be our smallest house yet. Okay. We're going to be using a 7x7 square, okay, with only 5x5 on the inside. Very small house indeed, so this is going to be a bit of a challenging roof to build for. We're also going to be using an unconventional block because I want to hammer in a point I made earlier. I sort of mentioned it in passing. I said you can use any block that you want to build the roof of your house as long as it looks good with what you made your house with. So because we're using dark oak, I've decided I'm going to use dark prismarine as our roof, okay? Now, this is a bit of an odd choice. This is a very rare block. You can only get it from, ocean temples, but I think this looks quite good. This is quite a nice color combination, the dark prismarine with the dark oak. Certainly there are better uses for it. I've seen castles made out of dark oak and dark prismarine, and those are very impressive to look at. Especially a good castle with a good color combination is very nice thing to look at. I quite enjoy those. But we are going to go ahead and lay the basic outline of our roof. So I'm thinking I want something like maybe that's a bit too low. But we're going to go ahead and try it anyways. So I feel like this is a very good shape of a roof for our house, but I think it's a little low, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it up one block, and then we'll be set. Okay. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you. I'd like to love you, if I may. Alright guys, so now that we got the basic shape of our roof out of the way, we just have to fill in the rest of the house, and then we should be good. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'd like to love you night and day, if I may. I'd like to. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you. All right, guys, we have finished the roof of our house. I made some small little edits here and there. Basically, we made this this arched shape, as you can see. So it's a bit complicated, but basically, a lot of it was just, stepping back. I tried to make an arch shape and then kind of connect them in a bit of a cross pattern that was still sort of domed, I guess. So, anyways, kind of just making a dome that's cut off along the sides at right angles. So Anyways, but like I was saying, a lot of it was just stepping back. Does this look good? Could it be more arched? Should I have a stair here and or just slabs instead of slabs all the way around like this? That's what I originally had it. I had slab here and then slab, slab, and then this was a slab too. And I removed these and replaced it with just slabs, and I feel like that looks better. So yeah, just gotta step back and patience is key. But yeah, anyways, so that is going to wrap things up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, I hope you guys can see that making roofs, it's not as easy as one might think it would be. It takes a little bit to make a good roof, but once you've got that knowledge acquired, you can know what materials to use, what color palettes you can work with, what shape of a roof you want, and obviously, especially with this last roof, as I showed you guys, don't forget to think outside the box. You don't have to do just basic roofs like the stair roof over here and then this flat roof on top, or you can make them a little more advanced, like this roof right here, where we had the slabs in a cross pattern, and you can make them out of weird and wacky materials like this dark prismarine. You can do all sorts of things with roofs, and yeah, just be creative with it. Don't forget to have fun with it. So, anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for the video today. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. And yeah, hope to see you all soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.